Hello, this is Billy Core from the Nostalgia Mall, and a few weeks ago I posted a screenshot on my multiple social media accounts of a Google image search being done on Windows for Workgroups 3.11. Now that picture attracted a lot of attention, so I figured it would be a good idea to show it being done on video, along with some other web-related tasks on Windows 3.11. So let's get started. And the computer we're going to be using today is the Packard Bell Legend 204 CD, the same computer I did that screenshot from. This computer is, as you know, a 486DX2 running at 66 megahertz and 8 megabytes of RAM. So this is quite a low-powered system for web browsing, but it is very much possible, albeit very, I mean very minimal. And to do this, what I've done on this computer is we'll go to the network group here, go to network setup, and installed inside this computer is a 3COM Etherlink 3. This is an ISA Ethernet card, and it works perfectly in this computer. The nice thing about this card is that when you install Windows for Workgroups, during the setup, it somehow automatically detects the presence of the card if it's installed, which I guess is a very early form of plug-and-play technology. Now, unfortunately, of course, I had to install this manually because I restored from a Packard Bell Master CD, but it still works nonetheless. And there's all the technical mumbo-jumbo for those interested. And for internet access and to be able to access my modern-day network, I installed the Microsoft TCP/IP-32 stack version 3.11b, and I set it for automatic DHCP configuration, and I left all this stuff blank, and it works just fine. So that's all you really need to get Windows 3.11 on the internet. I wasn't able to do this until about a year ago. I used to have terrible luck doing this, but I somehow got it to work by a miracle. So, and for an internet browser, I have two installed on here. We've got Netscape Navigator 4.07, which is the latest version that will run on Windows 3.1. Now, I believe there are later ones that will run on Windows 3.1, but I'm unable to find them online. Oldapps.com has them, but for some reason I've been unable to download anything from that website for the past year or so. I don't know what their problem is, but I also have Internet Explorer 5.0 installed, which is the latest version of Internet Explorer that will run on Windows 3.1. And this is the version provided by, I believe, Syntec. But anyway, let's go ahead and open up Internet Explorer since it's the most capable. This is from 1999, apparently. Yeah, Syntec.com. I believe they were some kind of internet provider back in the late 90s. And my home page is set to the Google homepage. It's a little slow, but keep in mind this is a 486 with only 8 megs of RAM, so it's not really optimized for this kind of work. But as you can see, Google loads just fine except for the logo for some reason. So let's go ahead and dive straight into what you clicked on this video to see. Let's do a Google image search. Again, it takes a little while to load. And let's just do something simple. Let's search for everyone's favorite place, Carolina Circle Mall. And see what comes up. Hard drive LED is just flashing away. Poor computer doesn't know what hit it. Now the logo did show up right here this time. And the nice thing about Google is that it's, for the most part, a pretty lightweight website. So loading it up on a old computer like this usually isn't too terribly slow. But here's our search results. It's weird seeing the name YouTube, Pinterest, and Flickr being displayed on Windows 3.1, but it's doing it. And that right there is actually a thumbnail from one of my previous videos. If you do a Google image search for Carolina Circle Mall, most of the pictures you'll find will probably be pictures of myself. Same if you search for Packard Bell. So let's try to load this picture up. This is from Pinterest. Hopefully it doesn't actually take us to Pinterest, because that could probably cause 6-foot flames to shoot out of this computer. Okay, hard drive still going at it. And cannot find server. I was afraid of that. Certain websites will just not load at all on this computer. I'm sure there's a reason for it, a very legit reason that I should already be aware of, but I'm actually not aware of that. Basically what we're doing is we're taking a 1920s Model T out onto Interstate 40 where everyone is driving 70 miles an hour. And no, I'm not going to even attempt to load YouTube on this thing. It's killing this computer enough trying to load this stuff. Let's try this one from Flickr. Maybe it'll load a little bit better. I think if it loads at all, I'll be surprised. And I cannot find server. Now, one thing I did try to do off camera in preparation for this video was go to the Internet Archive on my main computer, my main modern computer that is, and load up some websites in their old iterations. Like I loaded up the Packard Bell website from 1996, and I sent the link to that over to this Packard Bell 486, but unfortunately I would get this same error you're looking at right now, cannot find server. So it works on Windows 95 when I do that, but when you do it on Windows 3.1, it doesn't want to have anything to do with any of that crap. So yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to look at the Wayback Machine on here as much as I'd like to. So yeah, Google image search, it kind of works on here, but if you actually try to load the full picture, you're going to have a bad time there. But I have another thing I want to do in this video. There's this website, I believe it's called 404 Not Found, and it has links to a bunch of websites that are still online, but haven't either been updated since the 90s or still look like they did when they were online in the 90s. Which means these are websites that are lightweight enough to run just fine on an old computer like this. And I've already got these bookmarked in my favorites, so let's check them out. Now the first one I want to look at is Strawberry Pop-Tart Blowtorches. And basically this is a website, I think, telling you how not to turn your Pop-Tart into a blowtorch. Yeah, I don't know either. And it was last updated in August 1994. I didn't even have a computer yet. Strawberry Pop-Tarts may be a cheap and inexpensive source of incendiary devices. Toasters which fail to eject Pop-Tarts cause the Pop-Tarts to emit flames 10 to 18 inches in height. You can tell this is from the 90s because it has the old box design for Kellogg's Pop-Tarts right there. I remember when they looked like that. And it's still a little bit slow, but it's still to be expected. Even has pictures on here. And I'll give you a link to the 404 Not Found website, which in the description, which will take you to places like this if you want to check them out for yourself. I think this guy is actually attempting to make a blowtorch out of a Pop-Tart. I wouldn't try this at home because whoa, that's highly illegal. At least I think it is. Wow. Anyway, let's go to another one. This is from the Washington Post website. This is a look back at the year 1996. This was published, I believe, at the end of 1996, and it's still somehow hosted on their website. In 1996, the year in review. Hard drive LED is just on right now. It's not even blinking. It's just on. One year contains a great deal of history, and time will judge the importance of events. Reviewing the year is a worthwhile remember of who and where we are. Here's our look back at 1996. So scroll down a little bit. Olympics, O.J. Simpson. Oh yeah, there was a bomb explosion at the Olympics in Atlanta that year. I remember that. And the election that year where Bill Clinton got reelected. First Democrat to win the presidency twice since Franklin Roosevelt. And the Atlanta Olympics. Oh yeah, the blizzard of '96 that happened in January of that year. Greensboro actually got hit by that blizzard as well, but the thing is, I don't remember that blizzard. You'd think I would, but I don't. I remember the one from 1993, but not '96. That's weird. Oh yeah. You can't have 1996 without the Macarena. A strong U.S. economy. And Microsoft and Netscape face off. Some international stuff there. Post.com opens its doors. The nation embraced the internet as a new method of communicating. Stick around, there's more to come in 1997. I have a good friend that was born in '97. Or remember when websites, when you got to the bottom, there would be a link that would take you back to the top? Alright, go to the next one here. Useless AOL CDs. This is a website where a guy posted his chronicles of destroying America Online CDs that you would get in the mail. I believe this is from the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere in that area. Yeah, .co.uk, so that is the UK. I remember those CDs looking like that. All new AOL 3.0. Looks like a box of Tide detergent. And that's the international AOL logo. Even though it's America Online, I always got a kick out of the fact that America Online was used worldwide despite having the name America Online. He's using it as a an angle grinder. Wow. Yeah, that's not dangerous at all. But it did cut through the wood there. Last modified September 1997. Okay, now this next one is not from the 404 Not Found page. This is actually a website that I discovered back in the mid-2000s when I was first getting into 90s nostalgia. This is a website about the old Nickelodeon cartoon Rugrats. And it has kind of an old-fashioned look and layout to it, so we should be able to open it up just fine on here. I discovered this site in 2005. Now, it is a little bit more heavy-duty, so it might take a little longer to load. It's slow enough on high-speed internet. Just imagine how this would be on dial-up. Established October 5th, 1996. Still loading. $70 items remaining. Jeez. Wouldn't be surprised if I had to cut some of this out of the video, because I don't think you'd want to wait here all day for this. Okay, that loaded, at least. Okay, we are loaded now. As soon as that bar goes away, but I think this website really isn't ideal for a 640 by 480 display. I think you need at least 800 by 600, but this gets the point across. Page hadn't been updated since May 10th, 2007, which is over 11 years ago. I remember those tickers that looked like a little text bar there you type stuff in. Yeah, it's slow trying to scroll there. Maybe this website isn't exactly ideal for a computer like this. I think some of these websites you would run better if you at least had a Pentium. And more than 8 megs of RAM, which is what this computer has. Yeah. Old computers have spoiled us, I think. Oh yeah, when you can download stuff for your own website, like banners. You don't see banners much anymore on websites, I don't think. Okay, one more. I wanted to load this up on Netscape because that would be more appropriate, but whenever I would load this website on Netscape, I would get a not found error from Yahoo. But it loads just fine on Internet Explorer. But this is the welcome homepage for Netscape. that's still online and hasn't been updated since 1994. So let's load that up right here on Internet Explorer, ironically, because Netflix can't even load its own page. Okay, still loading. Here we are. Welcome to Netscape. You have just embarked on a journey across the internet, and Netscape is your vehicle. This page pretty much tells you how the internet works. I'm afraid to click on these links. So yeah, definitely a cool little time capsule here. And of course, the most famous website for doing stuff like this with is the Space Jam website, which is cool and all, but everyone's seen that already, and I wanted to show some other websites to kind of change things up a little bit. Oh yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I thought that having your own website meant you were famous and a celebrity and rich. And that no mere mortal could have their own website. Welcome to the world of Netscape and the internet. Enjoy. Copyright 1994, Mosaic Communications Corporation. So, let's just risk it all and click one of these links. It's not going to end well, I know. Oh, it actually worked. What is the internet? Who owns it? Bill Gates, he owns it, doesn't it? Oh, no, wait. It was Al Gore. Didn't he invent it? I think this page is mostly just links to other websites that probably no longer exist. How big is the internet? Well, I would hate to have that website nowadays. It would probably explode with all this stuff on the internet nowadays. We cannot live without internet these days. When this stuff was new back in the 90s, it was a luxury. And nowadays, it's just a way of life. So I guess in another 20 years, we'll be living inside the internet, which that would probably smell pretty bad inside there. And I definitely don't want to be living next door to 4chan, because that would probably stink quite a bit. So I guess that'll about do it for this video. This is about all we could really look at. Again, I wish we could look at some pages on the Internet Archive Wayback Machine, but it just won't load on this computer for some reason. So, I guess that'll do it. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Billy Core, signing off. Thank you for visiting the Nostalgia Mall. If you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also support me on Patreon if you would like. The link to all of these are down below. Until next time, this is Billy Core, signing off.